Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. If you want to be successful, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to build a life that actually feels worth living, then you need to stop focusing on your job and start focusing on yourself. Because here's the truth. Your income will never consistently grow beyond who you are as a person. You can get lucky once. You can get a sudden opportunity. You can even make a big amount of money in a short time. But if you don't grow into the person who can handle it, you will lose it. Every single time. Life has a way of correcting that. It always brings you back to the level you are prepared for. That's why you see people win big and then fall right back down. That's why some people make money but can't keep it, because they change their results, but they never change themselves. And without personal growth, nothing lasts. Success is not something you chase. It's something you attract. And what you attract depends on who you become, not what you want, not what you hope for, not what you say you deserve, but who you are. Every single day. Your habits, your mindset, your discipline, your standards. That is what determines everything. So if your life is not where you want it to be right now, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask a better question. Who do I need to become to change this? Because the moment you change yourself, everything around you begins to change. And it starts with something simple. Understanding how things actually work. Most people go through life guessing, hoping things will improve, waiting for the right moment, crossing their fingers. But hope is not a strategy. Guessing is not a plan. If you want different results, you need better understanding. You need better ideas. Because one idea can completely change your life. Not money, not connections, not luck. An idea, a shift in thinking, a new perspective. That's where everything begins. If you don't have results, it's not because you don't have resources. It's because you don't have the right ideas yet. And once you get them, everything opens up. So study, not randomly, not occasionally, but intentionally. If you want success, study success. If you want wealth, study how wealth is built. If you want confidence, study how confident people think and act. Don't leave your life to chance. Make it a discipline, because the information you consume becomes the life you live. And when you find something valuable, don't just hear it and forget it. Write it down, repeat it, go over it again and again. Because repetition builds belief, and belief drives action, and action creates results. But knowledge alone is not enough. You can know everything and still change nothing. That's where most people fail. They learn, but they don't act. They understand, but they don't apply. And knowledge without action is useless. So once you learn, you move, you act, you execute, you do the work, not when you feel like it, not when it's convenient, but when it's necessary, because discipline is what separates people who talk from people who actually build something real. And discipline doesn't start big, it starts small. It starts with simple things. Waking up when you said you would, doing what you planned, keeping your word to yourself. Those small actions, they build strength, they build control, they build identity, and over time, they turn into something powerful. Because once you can control the small things, you become capable of handling the big ones. But if you can't manage the small habits, you will collapse under big opportunities. That's why most people never reach their full potential. Not because they can't, but because they never built the foundation. And another truth most people avoid: you must motivate yourself. No one is coming to push you every day. No one is responsible for your growth. No one is going to show up and fix your life for you. That's your job. And if you wait for someone else, you will wait forever. You have to become your own driver, your own coach, your own standard. Because the moment you rely on external motivation, you lose control. And control is everything. But there's something else you need to understand. You cannot cheat the process. You cannot cut corners and expect real results. You cannot look for shortcuts and expect long-term success. Because shortcuts lead to weak foundations, and weak foundations always collapse. So instead of looking for the fastest way, focus on the right way, even if it takes longer. Because doing it right once is better than doing it wrong 10 times. And that brings you to a simple decision, a powerful one. A decision that can change everything. What are you going to do starting tomorrow that will actually move your life forward? Not next week, not someday. Tomorrow. Because if nothing changes tomorrow, nothing changes next week. Nothing changes next year. And before you know it, 5 years pass, and you're in the same place, with the same habits, the same mindset, the same results. And that's not because life is unfair. It's because you didn't change anything. But here's the powerful part. You can change everything, at any moment, at any time, with a decision, a real one, a committed one, a decision backed by action. Because the moment you decide and follow it with consistent action, your life begins to move in a different direction. And it doesn't require something massive. It starts with something small, something simple, something you can do immediately, but something you actually commit to. Because change doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. And the moment you start doing, everything begins to shift. Your mindset, your confidence, your opportunities, your results, all of it. So don't wait, don't overthink, don't delay. Make the decision, take the action, and start becoming the person your future requires. Because success is not something you chase, it's something you grow into. And once you become that person, success has no choice but to follow you.